Well, it's not morning, but it's still the beautiful Galilee, even with what you're looking at. This is called the Hamsin or the Sharov effect. These are the winds that come up out of Egypt, and frequently they carry what you see, a lot of debris in the air. The other thing I want you to look at is the condition of the earth. You've seen in my earlier videos how beautiful everything was. This is what happens. As soon as the barley is determined to be Aviv, we basically go into what I call a death spiral until the coming year. And all of this will look just like that until the next season of rain comes. We only have one season a year of rain, and we have green on the earth roughly 3.5 months, unless we're fortunate enough to get to intercalate one lunar cycle to allow the barley to ripen. But on the average, 3.5 months is what we have of green, and the rest of the year we look like this. And I just kind of thought it would help you to have kind of a visual of what happens to the earth once the grains are harvested. People ask me how many times a year Israel harvests grain. Well, you look at the earth and you tell me. We get once a year. We get one barley harvest and we get one wheat harvest. And that's regardless of if you're using the wild or the domestic grains. But the wild grains have their own cycle, and it's not what the domestic grains do. The domestic grains perform the will of the man who changed the genetics in them, and not the will of the Father. But this is what we're looking at today. Can't even see actually where the earth ends. That's the Sea of Galilee. You can't even see the Galilee. You definitely can't see the Golan on the other side of that. And I can barely see Mosheva Kinneret down there. Or I think that's Kibbutz Kinneret, Mosheva. Wait a minute. No, that's Mosheva Kinneret. You can barely see Mosheva Kinneret. This is why I talk to you about a specific season, as scriptures call it, a specific season of love and life. What you're looking at right now is the death of the green season and the end of the migration. Soon all those birds that came to the land to nest and raise their offspring as they left Africa, now they will head on to Europe. And this whole magnificent display, this whole annual cycle and witness of the love of our Creator, who says every year when He turns death into life, choose me, I'm loving life. That's the spiritual understanding of what physically happens on this land. Out of death for a short 3.5 months, out of death, this land comes back to life. And the grandest orchestration of green and migratory animals, and everything is new bird sounds, bird mating sounds, new animal sounds, new sheep, new cattle. Everything is in freshness and newness of life. And He's been doing this for thousands of generations. Every covenant that Elohim has ever offered this world has been in this season of life. Let's go through it. Abraham, He commanded to grow bread, lechem, wheat. Noah, in the 2nd month after he would have known if the barley was Aviv, he entered into the ark and he entered into the covenant. Let's go forward. Abraham was told when the animal pieces were parted and that appearance of Elohim passed between them, the lamp and the smoke. He said, on this day in 300 years, your descendants will come out of Egypt. That was the season we just came out of, Pesach. And then we go forward to Yeshua, and we know Wave Sheaf Day, right after Pesach, was his resurrection day. Every covenant ever made with humanity by Elohim was done just before the earth falls back to death for 8.5 more months. And then he'll come and he'll say, choose life, choose love, choose me. He'll give us a witness again. Over and over and over and over, he gives us his witness. Okay, guys, that was more than I wanted to say. Have a great week.